It's Monday, March 4th, 2024, and this is episode 304 of You Can Bet on That. Hi, everybody. Welcome to You Can Bet on That, a podcast for the recreational gambler. I'm Mark Duvall.
And I'm Dr. Mike.
Dr. Mike, on the last episode, you were about to head to Diamond Jo Dubuque. How did that trip go?
Well, the trip was good. Had a good time, actually. Didn't turn out well money-wise.
Okay.
But it was good. No, it was funny because got there and it was pretty good. And then it heated up and got ahead, but I'd only been there like an hour. I probably thought, I can't really leave. And then it just turned miserable. Oh. It must have been about 10 shooters in a row of immediate outs. Maybe some people made like one number or something and then out. It was just, and that drained it quick. But our friend Michael James was there. Yeah, he got wiped out too.
Yeah, he contacted me on Twitter too, said, because beforehand he said, "Hey, Mark, you think maybe you can make it?" Right. Out to Dubuque, and then afterwards he's like, "It's a pretty good thing you didn't make it."
Yeah. I ran into a guy who actually just came up to me and said, "Are you Dr. Mike?" I said, "Yeah." His name was Grant Thayer, and he runs a casino entertainment company out of West Roxbury, Massachusetts.
So kind of like the casino party companies that we worked for when we were younger.
Right, when we worked for casino nights. He actually knew them, the owners of the company. Because he there's like a group where all these casino owners around the country get together.
The casino party owners, like the ones that put
casino
on parties,
party owners, okay. Right? Like a networking group or something.
I see.
He was the president of it for a while, and so he knows them all.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But anyway, it was fun just to get together.
Well, so how did he know that it was you? I mean, that's a pretty. You never go to Diamond Jo Dubuque, right?
You know what? I didn't even ask. He must have recognized my voice or something. But he was out visiting a friend and just came there, and then must have heard my voice. I never even really asked him that. He just came up and said, "Dr. Mike." Yeah.
You weren't wearing a shirt or anything?
No, nothing. No. Anyway, he ended up rolling the all.
Oh, good. So that must have been during that first hour when things were going well.
When things were going well. Yeah, and then it just went downhill from there. But yeah, it was a good time. The problem with going down to Dubuque is it is a little bit longer of a drive.
Yes. Almost
like 20 minutes more. And the road to get down there is not good.
Okay.
A lot of uphill, downhill curves. It's just not a good road. Whereas if you go to Diamond Jo Worth, I can be on I-90 almost the whole way.
Yeah.
And then to go to I-35 too, which are 4-lane highways, and you can go 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot nicer a drive too.
Yeah.
So
that's
the problem.
Yeah. Did you manage to get to the other casino in Dubuque?
No, I did not. And I wanted to, but I had lost and I was in a hurry to get home. And it's funny because they're not, as the crow flies, not too far apart. But getting there, you've got to take all these side streets and stuff. And, I started to put on my GPS, and then I saw the highway entrance area. I said, I'm just going to go home.
That's too bad because it sounds like you're not going to go there too often. So
no, I'll eventually check that place out. But they told me they only have one craps table.
Okay.
But a lot of people have said it's nicer. And I don't know, Diamond Jo in Dubuque is pretty nice, I think. It's a very nice casino, actually. And there's a bowling alley there, lots of food places. Diamond Jo Dubuque's pretty nice. If that place is nicer, it must be good. Right?
Well, that's good. So kind of a one-stop. You're talking about Diamond Jo Dubuque anyway. Everything you need is right there. So
everything. If you went and stayed there, Mark, and you had kids, there's bowling alley and there's a arcade upstairs and all kinds of stuff for younger people, and then there's restaurants and stuff. Yeah,
all right,
it's pretty nice.
All right. Well, any other plans to hit any casinos anytime soon?
No, not right now. I've been doing a lot of, basketball stuff, and that's been keeping me pretty busy, although that's going to wind down here. I think the boys play next Thursday, and then that's it.
Well, I actually do have plans to head out to the casino. Listener James contacted me and said that he's going to be in Southern California this week. So he and I are going to meet up at Harrah's Southern California this Thursday, March 7th. I'm going to get there at about 5 in the afternoon. So, yeah, if anybody else wants to join us there, we're going to try to take some of their money.
Yeah, all of our San Diego friends should head on over there.
Yeah.
They'll be surprised to see you, number one, because it's been a while. Number two, on a Thursday.
Yeah,
right?
Oh, gosh. I mean,
at 5 o'clock on Thursday at 5 o'clock.
It has been a while. I'll fill you in on any changes that I might see.
Yeah.
And who knows? Some of the dealers might not even work there anymore. It really has been a long time.
Yeah, right. Things have changed so much.
Yeah.
Just make sure and stop and get one of those great smash burgers.
Well, I guess. I mean, I get them all the time. Why are you saying that? Why are you laughing?
Oh, I don't know. That place.
What?
I don't know. I just don't like the burgers out of that place. They always seem kind of, I don't know. They're just not my thing.
All right. Well, they're my thing. So I'd appreciate you not making fun of them.
Oh, do you own some stock in Smash Burger?
I like Smash Burger. Whatever.
I like Five Guys. I like
Five Guys too, but there's no Five Guys up there.
No, there isn't.
Oh,
with the economy, it'd only be 3 guys anyway. But
they were trending recently because somebody posted a receipt for just a burger, small fries, small drink, or whatever. It was like $25.
Yeah,
right, so.
Mark. Don't even start me on that.
All right.
I cannot go to Hardee's here and get a burger, fries, and a drink without paying like $14. I mean, that's ridiculous for a hamburger and a. Some things should be free, Mark, and hamburgers are one of them. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Well, as a hamburger connoisseur, I shouldn't even say I'm a connoisseur. I'm an addict.
Yeah, you're an addict. You're an addict.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Yeah.
When I'm president, Mark, healthcare is free and hamburgers are free.
Excellent. Well, one is going to lead to the other.
You're right. Exactly. It's every American's God-given right to have free hamburgers.
All right, Dr. Mike, you ready to learn a new carnival game?
Yes, I am. I've been itching to learn this.
All right. So you probably noticed that in the show notes I sent you, I did not put the rules to this game.
No,
because
I noticed that.
I wanted to make sure that I was explaining it well enough that somebody just listening would be able to figure out what the game was.
Am I the test dummy?
I guess so. I mean, like if I can explain it to you, I can explain it to anyone kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Now I'm really on the spot. But here we go. You ready? It's called 3-Shot Poker. It's a carnival casino game.
Oh, I thought this was a drinking game.
Nope.
Go on.
It's because you have 3 shots, but it is actually a 3-card poker variant. So you're trying to make a 3-card poker hand. All right. So here's how it starts. Just a regular 52-card deck. There are 3 spots in front of you as a player. It says first shot, second shot, third shot. Right?
All right.
And before the cards are dealt, you put money down in the first shot. Then you get 2 cards, and the dealer places 3 community cards down in front of them. That's not a dealer's hand. It's just community cards that every player at the table will share.
Uh-huh.
But again, you're playing against the house, not against the other players at the table. The idea is you want to make a good 3-card poker hand, at least a pair.
Uh-huh.
And you already know what 2 of your cards are going to be. They've dealt you 2 cards.
Right.
So if you think you've got a shot at making a good 3-card poker hand, you raise by putting additional bets in the second shot and third shot circles, equal to whatever you put in first shot. So if you had $25 out there and you think your hand's good enough, then you put an additional 2 $25 chips out and you're risking $75. If you don't think you've got a good chance of making a 3-card poker hand, you just fold, you lose the first shot bet, and it's over.
Okay.
Once you've made the decision, the dealer turns over the 3 community cards. You make 3 separate 3-card poker hands by using the 2 that you have down and the first card that was turned up in front of the dealer. That's one hand.
Uh-huh.
The second hand is your 2 cards and the second turned up by the dealer. And the third hand is your 2 cards and the third card flipped up by the dealer. That's it.
Gotcha.
Right? Yep. 3 separate hands.
Right.
And that's it. a pretty simple game.
Right.
But, more opportunities to maybe hit your hand. If you're one of those players that plays 3-card poker and you look at each card, separately and real dramatically, come on, you're waiting for that third one. I didn't get my straight or, whatever. Well, here you have 3 chances to do it, right?
Right. Yeah, it'd be great. So like if you were dealt 2 6s or something.
Oh, yeah, you're guaranteed.
You get, you have a chance for 3 6s, even if you don't hit it on the first one.
Yeah. And depending on how good your hand is, there's a pay table where you get paid at odds. And I won't go through the different payouts because they're different pay tables. They may be different between casinos but the better your hand is, the more you get paid, right?
Right. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty then, Mark. What's the house edge?
All right, so the house edge, not that great actually. Depending on the pay table, the house edge can be as low as a little over 5% up to a little over 7.5%. That'll depend on the pay table. That's if you're playing a good strategy. And let me give you the strategy here according to the Wizard of Odds. You're going to stay in. You're going to make those additional bets. Obviously, if you have a pair, because it's already a winner.
Of course.
Any 2 suited cards.
Of course.
Kind of makes sense. And any outside straight draw. Right? Yeah. So if you've got a 3-4, even if it's not suited.
Right. Yeah, because you need a 2 or a 5. Right.
So it's as simple as that.
Okay.
Is it clear?
It is clear to me.
Okay.
That is a nice thing about basic strategy. It's very simple.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
So somebody going up, it doesn't take a lot to learn. Stay in with a pair, stay in with any 2 suited cards, stay with an outside straight draw. That's fairly simple to remember.
Yep. And then if you are one of those players who plays 3-card poker without ever looking at your hand, you could do it here too, right?
Exactly.
Just make the additional bets every time. We don't recommend that, but we certainly see people who play that way.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
So what do you do if you have ace king, not suited ace king?
Okay, depending on the pay table, and I won't go into it. I'll post a link to the Wizard of Odds page so you can see this. But if it's one of the better pay tables, you would stay in with ace king. In fact, you'd stay in with any inside straight draw. That's considered an inside straight draw because only the queen will give you the straight, right? So yes, if it's a bad pay table though, no, you throw away ace king, just fold.
Okay, right.
And think about it. There's nothing special about an ace king other than that straight draw, right? A pair of aces is no better than any other pair.
Right, exactly.
Right? So,
yeah, right.
And obviously if the ace king are suited, yes, of course you're in.
You're right. Yeah, well, then you have a chance for a straight flush, right? So that's a good hand. Oh, good. Well, it sounds like a good game. So my second question, where do they play it?
All right. So again, getting this from the Wizard of Odds, he said it was at the Grand Sierra Resort last year around this time. That's in Reno. So maybe it's still there. I don't know.
Well, that seems like a game that would catch on, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think people would like that. I'd kind of like it just because I like the fact that I get 3 chances.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like always there's hope.
Yeah, you the first card, it didn't give it to me. Oh, the second card, I got it. Oh, yay.
Yay, right. Now, if you get it on the second card, you get a hand. You still play the third card too, right?
Oh, yeah, you are playing 3 hands. And when you stay in, you're playing 3 hands. All 3 contain the 2 cards that you were dealt.
Right.
And then the third, you have 3 chances for the third card. So, no, you're playing all 3. They can all 3 win. They can all 3 lose. Any combination.
2 and 1, 1 and 2. Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, good. One last thing, too. There is a side bet. It's called 5-shot. And it's basically a side bet that the 5 cards, the 2 cards you were dealt and the 3 in front of the dealer will make a poker hand that is at least a pair of 10s. Pair of 10s or better. And that's, typical kind of side bet that has an even higher house edge than the regular game. But again, something to keep it interesting. And if you fold, let's say you fold your 2-card hand, your 5-shot bet is still alive. Because, you could fold like 3-5 offsuit and then make a straight, using the 5 card.
Right.
So anyway.
How does this mechanically work with the players when, let's say, there's 2 of us and we both put all 3 shots out? When the dealer exposes their 3 cards, or do they expose them one at a time?
I haven't seen it, but I'm guessing they expose it one at a time. Yeah, otherwise it would get too complicated. Flip over one, and then flip over everybody's cards. Okay, win, then flip over the next one, handle the second penny. Yeah.
You have to pay it out each time. Yeah. Sounds like kind of a slow game.
Could be. Yeah, it certainly would be slower maybe than 3-card poker because the dealer has to evaluate more hands. Yeah.
Right. And I'm wondering, limit-wise, what they would put for limits on that.
Yeah, that's a good question. Again, with some of these carnival games, a $5 minimum table, well, that's really a $15 minimum table, right? If you're going to put all 3 bets out. So I'm guessing maybe 10 or 15, depending on the casino and the time of day.
Yeah. Well, if it's $10, you're putting $30 out there, but it's dealt slow too. So I was just wondering if it'd be like a pie gow game where you could sit, play for quite a while, get a bunch of free drinks, and not get too much in the hole.
I don't know if it would be as slow as pie gow poker,
but just if you had 4 people on there and they're all in, and dealers got to check everyone's hand one at a time and then pay them or collect them, it takes a while. I wanted to mention that some kids at school who play cards regularly said, "Hey, Dr. Mike, do you know how to play blah, blah, blah?" I can't remember the name of it. And I said, "No, never heard of that." "Oh, it's a poker game." And they started explaining it to me. And I, was in the middle of something. I said, "Okay, I can't do this right now, but I want to learn this game." So it was a poker game they play, something I had never heard of. And I'm going to press them on that. I'm going to figure out the rules to that game and see what it's like.
Okay, so that's all you've got for us, is that the kids
That's all
have this
I got
game.
right now.
You don't have any additional information, and yet you felt compelled to bring it up.
I felt compelled because how often do you hear about a poker game that you haven't played?
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's something good. It sounded like baseball. And they said, no, baseball's different. They know how to play baseball. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see what the youth of America come up with.
Okay, good. Well, speaking of poker, our 8th semi-annual You Can Bet on That poker tournament is coming up on Sunday, March 17th. That is Selection Sunday, the Sunday before March Madness begins. It'll start at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll leave it to all of you to figure out what time that is in your zone. I know my poker buddies here in San Diego, they can never figure it out, but I'm not going to help them. All right?
It's 10 o'clock there in San Diego, if they listen.
All right, so I'm going to go through everything here rather quickly because we've mentioned this before. You don't need to register early for the tournament. There isn't a limit on the number of players who can play, and the reason we mention this is because in the past, we've had a lot of players who have registered for the tournament and end up not showing up. But they're still taking up a seat, and even though they'll just be blinded off, it affects the way players who do show up play. So you can register anytime before the tournament starts. In fact, you can even register up until 20 minutes after the tournament starts. So no reason to register early if you're not sure you're going to play. And if you do register for the tournament and it ends up you can't play, please unregister. As always, it'll cost 20,000 play money chips to register. And this is on PokerStars. They give you 15,000 free chips every 4 hours. All you have to do is click on the free chips button on the PokerStars homepage. No Limit Texas Hold'em will have hourly breaks. If you're already in our PokerStars home games group, you can sign up for the tournament as soon as I post it, which will be within the next 2 weeks here. If you're not yet in our group, send us an email at youcanbetonThat@gmail.com with your email address and your PokerStars username. If you don't yet have a PokerStars username, just go to PokerStars.net, download the app, and sign up. It doesn't cost anything. And again, we'll be using their Play Money tournament option. First place will get a $100 Amazon gift card. Second place, $50. Third place, $25. And also $25 Amazon gift cards for each of the players that eliminate me and Dr. Mike.
Sounds good.
It'll probably be at least 4 hours if you go all the way to the end. And even though our next episode will drop the day after the tournament, we're probably going to record the day before the tournament, so we won't have results. And that's why we're mentioning it on this episode. So hope you can join us.
Hey, on PokerStars, for the play money and stuff, can you join that if you're under 21?
According to PokerStars, you have to be at least 18.
18?
To play
that's good.
The play money, yes.
Great. Then a bunch of the guys at school, seniors who are 18 already.
There you go.
I was just going to say, I'm going to mention it to them. They'd probably love it.
Now, I don't know. different jurisdictions may have different age limits. I'm just saying what PokerStars says just in their general information. So
right. Well, if you can drive a tractor at 10 years old, you can certainly play poker at 18.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dr. Mike. Hey, thanks to everyone who's been clicking through our Amazon link. Remember, whenever you're going to buy something through Amazon, please go to our page first, youcanbetonthat.com, and click through our Amazon link towards the top of the page. All right, that means it's voicemail time. First up is Jason.
Hey, gentlemen, it's Jason from Michigan. I owe you a trip report from Las Vegas over Super Bowl weekend. We kind of were hesitant to go out there, but we ended up going, and we had a great time. Vegas knows how to host a party. We were real concerned with traffic, airports, Ubers, getting on tables. All of our concerns were null and void because everything ran super smooth from the time we landed, right on time. Getting our Uber to playing on tables downtown is where we stay at the Golden Nugget. They did not raise minimums. You were able to play whatever you wanted, get on whatever you wanted, while it was super busy at the same time. One of the interesting things I wanted to call and report was, as we walked around downtown, almost all the casinos, except for the Golden Nugget, have removed a majority of the carnival games. So I wonder if you knew anything about that. There were obviously blackjack, maybe a 3-card poker mixed in, or a let it ride potentially at the casinos around the downtown area, but for the most part, only blackjack card games. At the Nugget, we had everything from Flushy to crisscross poker, Texas Hold'em, blackjack, baccarat, you name it, they had it all. But it was weird to see it removed from all the other casinos down in that area. But other than that, we had a great time. I wish we would have maybe extended another day or two because we were having so much fun. The Super Bowl brought a great atmosphere, and Vegas did a wonderful job bringing in extra employees to host this party. And I did not feel there were any issues, uncomfortable, never got aggravated, never felt like it was a bad mistake to go out there. So, gentlemen, have a great weekend. Appreciate everything you do. Take care.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Yeah, Jason had called in earlier with concerns about Super Bowl because he had gone with his wife in years past and didn't enjoy himself as much. So great to hear. Of course, this was a huge Super Bowl for Las Vegas. Sorry your Detroit Lions didn't make it, Jason. That was another thing he said, is they was hoping they'd be able to go there. And I think a lot of the country was rooting for the Lions, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't think anyone in the country wanted KC and San Francisco. Honestly, Mark, people in KC and San Francisco didn't want it. I want to see, the Lions and like the Chargers, two long-suffering teams.
Well, I'm not sure about that second team that you mentioned because I'm not familiar with them, nor do I know, what city they play out of. But
yeah.
Wait, so carnival games disappearing from downtown, this is the first we've heard of it. Has anybody else seen this? Let us know.
Well, why would they take carnival games away? They have such a huge house edge.
Yeah, I mean,
the only thing you could think of is nobody was playing.
Right, exactly.
I don't think that's the case, right?
I guess you also have to train dealers, so and staffing could be an issue, right? You don't have anybody who knows how to deal 3-shot poker, so.
Well, it's not just training, too. They have to be licensed to deal that game by the gaming commission. Yeah. So it's not like you can just take a dealer off blackjack table. Oh, here's how you play this. It's real easy to deal. They actually have to get a license to deal that game. So.
But listeners, let us know if you are experiencing that as well downtown, the carnival games disappearing.
Yeah. Now they're really pushing that 6-5 blackjack, Mark.
Yeah, they got more 6-5 tables. That's what the public is clamoring for.
Yeah, pretty soon it's going to be 5-6. Yeah. You've got to have a lot of stacks of white chips because you got to bet $6 to win 5.
That's right. You get paid even money on a winning hand, unless it's blackjack. You only get paid 5.
You only get 5
because it's an automatic winner. That's your penalty.
Right. It's kind of like, accept the good with the bad. I mean, of course you won, but, you're not going to get paid well.
All right. Next up, let's hear from You Can Bet on That field reporter, Brandon, on the scene.
Hey, Mark and Dr. Mike, it's Brandon here from Salt Lake City. Hey, it's February 20th, and I am at the Park MGM. It's about 11 in the morning, and they just had, about 15 minutes ago, a power outage where I would say about 90% of the slot machines are blacked out, and the remaining ones are out of service. None of the computers are working. They're signing vouchers at the tables for, chip counts and everything for the players. It doesn't look like this is a widespread MGM thing. I just walked over to New York, and everything there was operations normal. So I think it's isolated to Park, but just wanted to give you that update. I don't know if, you'll hear about this or anything, but just wanted to pass it along. So I will chat with you guys later. Thanks. Bye.
You didn't hear that on any other service. No news service. You didn't hear it from any influencers. You heard it right here on You Can Bet on That. And you know what?
What?
There's a follow-up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, hey, Mark and Dr. Mike, Brandon again from Salt Lake City. Just a quick update on my previous call regarding Park. Looks like it was just a power outage, some sort of blip in the system. Everything came back on after about 25 minutes or so. The interesting thing is that everyone was drawing comparisons to, this is like when it was the power outage back in October. And my wife had to gently remind someone, that was not a power outage. That was a hack. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. And thanks for letting me vent about the issue here in Vegas. Take care.
Phew. All right. Everything back to normal.
You know what I like is Brandon almost sounds like he's in a bunker somewhere and bombs are going off around.
Yeah.
Like
he's on the ground, Mike.
He's a real reporter.
Yeah.
Well, that stuff happens. I mean, obviously some disgruntled player who had lost a lot of money stuffed a bunch of little creamers, into some electrical socket somewhere.
Yeah.
And that
those little creamers like you'd get at McDonald's. Yeah, just stuffed them right in there.
Right, yeah.
Boy.
And that just shut down the whole casino.
Wow, that is some kind of low life.
Yeah, who would do that?
Nobody I know, Dr. Mike. All right, one more call.
Hey, guys, it's Nathan from Indiana. Just calling, wanted to give you an update. Went to Harrah's Cherokee in North Carolina, actually over Super Bowl weekend. Decent drive from Indiana. It's only about 6 hours, so went down there, visited my niece. Casino itself is only about an hour from Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge in Tennessee. It's just over the border in North Carolina. Huge casino. I think they said they had 5 hotel towers, like 1,800 rooms. Just a monster place. But it was fun. It was very crowded for the Super Bowl. Really, really close, actually, to Smoky Mountains, the national park. It's only about a 15-minute drive from Cherokee to get into the park. So we did that a couple days and hiked some trails. Kind of a good break during the day to get away from the casino and kind of get outside and get some fresh air and maybe some exercise. Yeah, it was pretty high limits overall. I think there was only one craps table that was $15 minimum. Everything else was $25. They had one roll to win craps table. 3 to 2 blackjack was $25 minimum. 6 to 5, that was $15. Nice new sports book. It was pretty crowded. It was $300 for a seat for the Super Bowl, so we didn't do that. They had one of the viewing parties going on, like all the casinos out in Vegas do. You had to buy the tickets through Ticketmaster, so I think it had a bunch of fees and stuff. And the lady told me the ticket was from $130 to $180. Included all you could eat, but just 2 drink tickets. So we did not end up doing that. Most ones in Vegas are all you can eat and drink for, $100, $150. So didn't do that, but found a spot. Just watched the game. For the Super Bowl, they had giant pamphlets that were printed out to go through. They had all the prop bets available. I mean, they had hundreds and hundreds of bets, probably, 800 to 1,000 bets, however many it was. But the line was super long to place the bets. And it was moving incredibly slow, and finally I got up there to place the bet, and I realized there was no number for any of the bets in the little pamphlet in the printout or on the board. At Vegas, every casino has usually it's a 4-digit number, and you just tell them the number, they punch it in. They didn't have that. You have to tell the person what bet you want, and they go searching for it. I don't know how it was organized or how it was divvied up, but the woman I was making a bet with, she had a hard time finding the bets we wanted to make. So it was just kind of unusual and definitely slowed the entire process down and made the people working there, their lives a little bit miserable. I felt bad for them because everybody was kind of stressed out trying to get their bets in on time. And, they were searching as fast as they could, but there was no rhyme or reason to where it was. So. And then the other one, the Cherokee River Valley, is a little over an hour away. So one afternoon we did drive over there. It's much smaller, but really nice. They're actually renovating it, doing a big addition, but definitely worth the trip. And like I said, it was cool just being the location so close to the Smokies. Give you something to do. Definitely worth a visit. Talk to you later. Thanks, guys.
All right. Broken record here, Mike.
Yeah. My brother was the first one to tell me, but, well, you're right there in the Smoky Mountains. It's so nice. And we've got to do that, Mark. Although I was a little worried when he said fresh air and exercise.
You don't have to do it, Dr. Mike. It's not a requirement.
It's not a requirement.
No.
Okay. Oh, gosh. For a minute there, Mark, I thought, okay, either I'm asleep or he just said fresh air and exercise.
No, you can stay in the casino and or hotel the whole time that you're there. They'll probably even get you a chair for the craps table.
Nice. I love living in America.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We want to thank some people for some recurring donations. From Brian and Sarah, from Josh, from the boys over at the Crap Vegas podcast, from James, and from Jeremy at the Color Up YouTube channel. Thank you once again for those recurring donations. We also got a donation from listener Dan, Karma donation for a trip to Caesars, Virginia next weekend. Donated before my first Vegas trip last month and came home a winner. Sorry, Dr. Mike, didn't see anything crazy. So hopefully this helps my luck continue. Thanks, Dan and Virginia. Oh, so, no nudity or anything, I guess.
Well, yeah, or fresh air or exercise. Yeah. He obviously stayed in the casino.
That would have been crazy.
The safe thing to do.
Also, a donation from Austin. Karma donation for a cruise next week. If it works, I'll send more before my Vegas trip at the end of March. If not, I'll send that one to Crap Vegas. Ugh. I don't know if I like that. Well, good luck. Sure hope Austin has some good luck there.
I don't think we have to worry about it, Mark. They're not sending anything to Crab Vegas. He's coming home a big winner.
Also a donation from listener Philip. There was no message with that, but thank you very much, Philip. Also a donation from podcast favorite John B. Karma donation for an upcoming Vegas trip, leaving tomorrow through March 4th. Wow, that's going on right now. Meeting some friends, checking out some new properties, and playing lots of video poker and a little craps. Well, thanks again, John B. And finally, a donation from our buddy Casino Dave Miller. He said part karma donation and part for Mike's school. And Mike, I sent you that money.
You. Yes, we got that. Thank you very much.
Hey, at the top of our webpage, you'll find a link to our store where you can buy You Can Bet on That t-shirts. Also, you can find a list of all the gambling-related shows coming up on American television at youcanbetonthat.com/TV-listings. And we've got a list of gambling-related movies at youcanbetonthat.com/movies. We'd love to hear from you. Call our voicemail hotline at 951-292-4377. That's 9512-WAGERS.
9512-WAGERS.
Or you can email us at youcanbetonThat@gmail.com. We're also on Twitter at YouCanBetOnThat. And on Facebook at facebook.com/youcanbetonThat. Okay, Dr. Mike, handing it over to you.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't get rid of your American television gambling-related show stuff.
Yeah, me too. Even though, I tweeted here this last week about a couple of shows that were premiering. The CNN had a show about the history of Vegas, and I think Oxygen True Crime had something called Sin City Murders or something like that.
Yeah,
and everybody was surprised, like they hadn't already seen it in my listings. So I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you got it because, every time Lynn's watching some old movie, I wonder if Mark has this on. Look, there's this casino scene in here, and sure enough, it's on,
Good.
On your list.
Keep me in line.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, she's always looking. She's always looking to get you tripped up, Mark, and so far she hasn't been able to. But yeah, so anyway, baseball.
Very close.
Very close.
Not as close as March Madness.
Okay. No, that's real close. That's real close. Just a couple of weeks away. But then it's baseball time, and we'll just suffer through this year.
Yeah.
And at the end, we'll just say, okay, maybe next year.
Let's see if we can make some money on baseball this year. What do you think about that, Dr. Mike?
Oh, boy, Mark, that's a tough call.
Yeah, I realize it's, it's wishful thinking, but
we had like several really good days in a row, and then the last 3 have been like miserable.
We were on such a roll. All gamblers go through this, no matter what game, but especially like sports gamblers or poker players where supposedly you can have an edge. Right. And we were flying high for a while. It's like, I think we've got this figured out. I think we've got this. And gambling
it was really going well.
Comes and humbles you with a slap across the face. And that's what's happened the last few days to us.
Right. Yeah. We're doing so well. And then it's like, make 23 college basketball bets and go 3-20. I mean, how does that happen, Mark? You just flip if they're over and under. So you just over, under. Oh, that day was so bad. That was bad. And you know what's funny is, I mean, if you just switched it, if every under and every under was an over, then we're, 20-3.
I know, but if I'd switched it on those good days, we would have had huge losses.
Right. How come we can't just figure out when the time to switch is?
I don't know, because we host a gambling podcast. I think that's probably why.
Yeah, right. Oh, well, I'm going to win the lotto, so I don't really care.
All right, everybody. We will hopefully see you at the tournament.
Yes, please, everyone, come out and play, because it really is fun.
Yeah, we do have a good time.
And if you need incentive to come and play in this poker tournament, that's me. You come and you just berate me on the little messages on the bottom.
That's right. You do not have to be at Dr. Mike's table to leave a message on his table.
Yeah,
so
just
go to the lobby for the tournament, find out what table he's on, and then just that's a good idea. Just bombard him.
And then just make fun of me over and over.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Good night.
Oh, Adam, the installation guys called. They can meet you at 9 tomorrow.
Okay, great.
Oh, no. That's not going to work. We need to buy my lottery tickets at 9. That's my lucky time.
How is it lucky if you've never won?
Every time I don't win, I'm building up my luck. That's how it works.